Alright guys, welcome to Spear and Cook episode 2. Today we're catching and cooking one of my personal favorite fish in Hawaii, and that is yellowspot papio. Okay, so a little backstory before this clip plays. I was having a super rough dive. I jumped in the water, and the water was just so dirty, 15-foot visibility at best, and it was rough. The water was choppy. I had to swim really far down the beach to find clean water. And when I finally did find clean water, there was barely any fish. There was good structure and good potential, but I just couldn't make it happen. Couldn't find any fish. It took me so long to find fish that my GoPro actually died. And right before my GoPro died, I squeezed in one last video, and that's the clip you're about to see. I saw a good sized papio, 3 or 4 pounds. Okay, so I dived down on this papio. I'm doing it as fast as I can because I'm running out of battery. I take a long distance shot, borderline out of range. Somehow I hit it in the tail, and it was right between the tail and the papio's little barbs, and for some reason, by some miracle, it didn't come off. I grab the fish and I take it to the surface as quickly as possible, and then my GoPro dies and it ripped out of my hands. As soon as I got to the surface, it ripped off the spear, dove under a hole, and I could not find it. I waited by the hole for a good 20 minutes, trying to find it, couldn't find it. But luckily, my dad actually shot a big yellow spot earlier in this dive, so the papio catch and cook is still on. Okay guys, so I've got the big yellow spot here. Really nice fish. And I'm just gonna fillet it now. He's about, I'd say 4 or 5 pounds. So I'm actually gonna show you guys an in-depth like how to fillet a fish. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this guy up and then we're gonna head to the kitchen. Alright guys, so first thing you're gonna wanna do is make a little cut right behind the fin. Like that, all the way down. And then from there, what I like to do is I just go along the bone. Along the top fin here. Like that. And then I open it up like this. Lift up the meat that I cut off, and then I just go along the bone, trying to get as much meat off as possible. And it's okay because for a fish like this, it's okay if you don't get all the meat off, because with a fish like this, you're gonna want to cook the bones. Some of the best part is the bones. So it's okay. I'm not being super careful, but I'm just trying to get good fillets, and then none of this fish is gonna go to waste. So I'm just making cuts down the spine, and then once I reach the middle, the spine, then I go in here down to where the belly is, make an incision there near the butthole, and then I go along the bottom fin this time, making a small incision there like that. Then I do the same thing like I did with the top fin. Slice, going along the bone, getting as much meat off as possible. And then now once I get to the middle on the bottom side, I just go back and forth between the bottom and the top. There we go, cut through the tail end, and then just cut, chop away at the pin bones that are holding the meat to the spine. So because the pin bones are really thin, if they're in your way, just give them a light tap and they'll snap, and then you can just you lift it up, give it a tap with your knife, and it should come off pretty easy. So finish one fillet. Nice fat fillet, really nice amount of meat on there. And here's the side that I took off. Tried to get as much meat off as possible. Yeah, it's not the prettiest fillet job, but did my best. The knife isn't the greatest either. You want to make sure you have a nice sharp knife. This one isn't the sharpest, so but I still did a pretty good job. And like I said, probably gonna cook the bones so that the fish doesn't go to waste. So if I miss any meat, it'll be on the bones when we cook it. So now I'm just gonna show you guys real quick how to skin the fish, and we're gonna head up to the kitchen and after I fillet the other side. So I'll show you guys how to skin the fish real quick. Okay, so I have the chunks of yellow spot here. I'm gonna season it with salt and pepper and some lemon juice. And in this pot, I just have 3 cups of water boiling, and then a steaming tray that just lifts the fish above the water so that the steam can cook it. And then I have bok choy here that's gonna cook with the fish. So I'm gonna take care of that and then show you guys the second way of preparing yellow spot. And then how am I gonna put the bok choy in? Okay, so another way that people in Hawaii like to eat yellow spot papio is sashimi. And sashimi is really easy. All you have to do is just cut the meat into little slices, and then you just eat this with shoyu. That might have been a little too thin, but you just eat that with shoyu or wasabi. It's sushi, basically. And it's really easy. You just cut pieces like that and serve it like that. And this is the finished sashimi. Presentation is pretty important with sashimi. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but you don't want it to be just a pile of meat, because that looks pretty gross and people probably won't want to eat it. And then I just have a thing of shoyu here. So you just dip this in that. It tastes real good. And then the steamed fish is almost done. You can tell because the bok choy is wilting down. It was a lot bigger before, but It's almost done. And these two options are a lot healthier than the recipes I've been doing before, which is frying fish, because it takes out the oil. It takes out, sometimes people use butter, but it'll take out all the unhealthy stuff. Steaming it is just water, and then this is really almost nothing at all except show you. It's just fish. So these are the two probably healthiest ways to cook fish. A lot healthier than frying fish for sure.